Today we're going to look at how to use the extension called Cami. While you can go through the D5 app catalog, the easiest way is to just search for Cami extension. So type in Cami extension into your URL. This is called your Omnibox. Up here, hit enter. And you're looking for the one that says chrome.google.com, Cami extension, PDF, and document annotation. Click on that. And you'll notice, excuse me, that it says add to Chrome. Click add to Chrome and it will double check, are you sure? You say add extension. And the extension is going to pop up here. It is a purplish circle with a white K in the middle of it. If you don't see it, click on your puzzle piece and just make sure that it's in your extensions here. I prefer to pin it, and that's going to hold its place up in the very top. So I'm going to click on that thumbtack, and it's now pinned up to the very top. Now, before you can actually use Cami, you need to open up the document that you're going to be annotating. So if I was in Google Classroom and I had a document, I would want to make sure to open it up so that it's opening up in my Google Drive first. Okay, so my document's opened. Now what I can do is go into Cami by clicking my Cami icon. The first time you come in, you're going to have to kind of go through the sign up process. So we are a Google district, so you'll click sign in with Google. It will bring this up, click your school account. And for you guys, it's going to ask you to allow. I've done this before, but go all the way to the bottom and press the green allow button. And then you'll come to a screen that looks similar to this. You guys will not have create a classroom assignment because you are not a teacher. But you'll have open from Google Drive, open from computer, or new blank page. Now the document that we want to annotate or write on, we put into Google Drive. So click open from Google Drive. Most of the time, if you click on recent, you can find it in there. So that's kind of where I'm going. Look for whatever document you want, click select, and it will import it into Cami for you so that you can annotate on it. Okay, so we now have our document in Cami. So let's go through all of our tools. Your tools are located on the left-hand side. Let me move this out of the way. If you prefer it on the right-hand side, you can do that by coming down here and toggling the toolbar. It's just a personal preference. I prefer mine on the left. You can also kind of make it a smaller or larger description. So we're going to start up at the top. Anything that's locked is for the paid version, and we don't have that, which is fine. So the first one is markup, and that is just being able to mark on the document. So we have 4 different tools. We're going to start with our text highlighter. Okay. Now my color choices are down here. I have 9 color choices. But if there is a color that I want that I don't see, I can click on that color, come down to more colors. See, this is the one that's highlighted right now, and pick any color in here that I want to change it to. So I'm going to pick black, or you know what? I'm going to pick yellow. Save it, and now you have that option in your color choices. So we're going to highlight with yellow. These instructions say highlight the words that start with P for the tongue twister below. So Peter, Piper. So in order to highlight, you just hold down and drag your finger across your trackpad. But be careful, you don't need too much. Oops. See, so I did too much. That's not what I want. So I have 2 choices. I can come up here and click undo, or I can hover over it and click on the trash can, and it will go away. So make sure that you've highlighted all of your P words for our highlight tool. All right, the next one is a box highlighter. All this does is kind of make a transparent square or rectangle over the word that you choose. So this needs to be in green. So I'm going to come down here and choose green. I'm going to click and hold and drag it all the way across. If I made any mistakes, okay, if it's not wide enough, if it's not in the right place, come to your select tool. Okay, so now you have a mouse again, and you can move it places. You can change the size if you didn't do enough or did too much. And again, like we saw before, you can trash it, you can change your color, or you can change kind of the opacity of the opaqueness. So if I said 90, it's much harder to see. So the default is 30 to act like a highlighter. So that is your box highlighter tool. Our next one is to underline. So here's underline the word Cami in red. So I'm coming down here, I'm choosing my red. Again, just like with the highlighter tool, click, hold, and drag. Now I've highlighted it. I can hover very carefully over it. I can change my color, or I can trash it. And last, I'm striking through the word Scavenger Hunt in black. Well, I don't have a black right now, so I'm going to go to more colors. And I'm going to change my yellow to a black. And now I have that choice. Again, click, hold, and drag your trackpad. And now you have marked through or struck through the words Scavenger Hunt. Our next tool is the comment tool. This acts just like in Google Docs. If I make a comment, so let's say I want to comment on the comment tool, I highlighted it and a comment box pops over to the side. The directions here say type your first and last name. So I can do that. And that is associated with this particular word here. Okay. Our next one is text box. I need to write a sentence in blue and size 24. Well, if we look right now, I'm size 14. So let's fix that. And I'm on black and I need to be on blue. So let's change that as well. Okay, so my text box, just click underneath here. It's going to make a text box for you. You can move it, you can extend it as needed. And I'm going to write a sentence about my favorite holiday food. Remember, sentences start with capital letters, they end with periods. So make sure you're using proper grammar and punctuation. I'm going to say turkey. It doesn't matter what holiday. You just pick your favorite food. All right. Our next one is the drawing tool. Underneath the drawing tool, we have several things. Okay. This is the stroke thickness. So if I click, I can have a really, really, really skinny line, or I can have a very thick line. Since I'm drawing a flower, I'm going to choose a thick line. That's just for me. I can also change the transparency. Can I see through the color, or is it going to be completely opaque? So I'm going to pick green to start with. And then I want to make a rose, or an attempt at a rose. And I'm going to color it in. And since I'm coloring it in, this time I am going to change how transparent it is, just to kind of show you. So there's my beautiful flower. And then last, you're going to use the Shapes tool. The Shapes tool actually got upgraded, and we now have a triangle as well. But to start with, we are going to insert a purple box. So I'm on the rectangle. I need to find purple. Again, it's a color I don't have right now. So let me go and change it so that I have that option. Click and drag. If you ever wanted to fill this in, oops, let me undo that. If you go to your select tool and kind of hover, just like we would normally, and click, I have the option to fill it in. So you do have the option still to change colors, trash it, or even fill it in if you want. Or I can change how thick the lines are. Okay, so continuing on my shapes, again, here's your stroke thickness too. A green circle, so I'm picking the circle, picking green, dragging it out. This time I'm going to do an orange line. Click on my orange, click and drag. And if I click my select tool, making it my mouse again, this acts just like any other line that you've seen on other programs where you can kind of stretch it out and move it. Come here, there we go. And then again, I can fill this by hovering until that screen appears and clicking the fill button if I want. So now that we've done everything, the last thing is that you need to download it. Now there are several different ways to download, but there's one easiest way. It is not the download button. No. It is actually this little button here that says save. When you click on save, you have an option to download. And this will automatically pick the one that you've drawn on. Yours is going to ask for permission the very first time, so give it permission, and then it will run through, and once you see this download again, you know that it's done. Notice my Cami export has popped down here. Yours may be in your files, that's fine too. Once it's done, come back to Google Classroom. You add an assignment, you add a document to your assignment. I'm going to pick a file. For most of you, it's going to show up in your recents, okay? If it doesn't, you can search for it under your files, but I can grab it, drop it, and notice the new name is Cami Export, and it's gonna have the title there, and then just turn it in. If you have any questions, let me know.